He wakes up on Christmas morning, and the house feels wrong before his eyes even open. No movement, no voice, no small footsteps racing toward the tree. The lights are still on, but the room is empty. Yara is gone. Mila is gone. Silence sits heavy, the kind that tells you something already ended while you slept. He reaches for his phone, half annoyed, half confused. No note on the counter yet. No argument replaying in his head. Just the sick realization that the day already moved on without him. This is not how people leave when they want a reaction. This is how people leave when the decision is finished. Welcome back. I am Sabrina, and you are watching TLC Drama Live. Subscribe if you follow real patterns, not excuses, and drop a comment if you have ever known something was over before the other person caught up. Jovi walks room to room. The tree still smells like pine. Gifts sit half opened. One sock under the couch. A quiet house that screams louder than any fight. He expected noise. He expected anger. He expected tears. He did not expect absence. That is what rattles him. Where did she go? How far ahead did she plan this? Why did she not wait for morning? Why no blow-up? Why no last chance speech? His brain hunts for the moment he missed. The fight that never happened. The warning he ignored. Then he sees it. A piece of paper. Short. Polite. Almost calm. No accusations. No threats. Just a message that reads like someone closing a door gently so it does not slam. The note becomes the first unanswered question. Not what it says, but when it was written. Was this decided last night? Last week? Last season? That question matters more than the party he has not even seen yet. He scrolls his phone. Missed calls. Messages he ignored. A timeline forming whether he likes it or not. Christmas did not end their marriage. Christmas exposed how long it had already been cracking. If someone leaves without noise, the silence is not mercy, it is proof the argument already happened in their head. And the scariest part for him has not even surfaced yet. The reason she left without waking him. Rewind 12 hours. Christmas Eve looks loud, not romantic. The video hits phones before midnight. Jovi at a party. Music high. Drinks flowing, his laugh is bigger than the room. Someone films him from close enough to catch tone, posture, confidence. A woman's hand rests on his shoulder for a beat too long. Not scandal. Context. The timestamp matters. This is not late-night chaos after the house went quiet. This lands while Yara and Mila are home. Tree lit. Dinner cooling. Waiting happens in real time. That is where the story tightens. People rush to the easy angle. Who was the woman? Did he cross a line? That question misses the point. The camera does not catch cheating. The camera catches priority. He is relaxed. He is present. He is free in a way he never looks at home. That contrast hits harder than any rumor. Watch his body language. Shoulders loose. Chest open. No rush. No guilt flicker. He speaks like a man certain the night belongs to him. That confidence tells its own story. Not because he touched someone, because he did not think twice about being seen. Now layer history. This is not one night floating in space. Yara asked for the same thing for years. Be here. Come home earlier. Choose us on the days that matter. Each season brought a promise. Next time will be different. Work stress. One last party. One more exception. Those promises pile up. So do the letdowns. At some point, repetition turns into information. Patterns stop asking for patience. The video spreads fast. Friends. Strangers. Screenshots land in Yara's inbox from people who do not know her yet know enough to send proof. Some sound kind. Some sound smug. She watches it once. Then again. Not to hunt betrayal, but to confirm a feeling she already knew. When behavior repeats on holidays, it stops being a mistake and starts being a message. And the quiet truth settles in. This was not about who touched his shoulder. It was about who he chose to stand next to when it counted. Yara does not throw the phone. She does not storm out. She does not wake him up to demand answers. The shift happens without spectacle. She sits, scrolls, breathes. Stillness settles in, not shock, not rage. Clarity. This is the part people misunderstand. Loud reactions feel honest. Silence feels cold. In truth, silence often means the decision already formed. Anger wants change. Quiet means change already happened inside. She watches the video again, not to catch details, but to check herself. To ask one final question. Is this new or is this familiar? The answer lands fast. Familiar. Too familiar. There is no mental debate about cheating. The argument in her head is older than this night. It carries years of waiting, rescheduled plans, apologies that sound sincere, and expire fast. This video does not start the fire. It confirms the smoke was real. Some viewers will say she overreacted. One party, one clip, one moment. Fair question. Logic deserves airtime. So test it. If this was the first time, would she leave like this? If this was a shock, would there be yelling? If this was impulsive, would there be calm? Impulsive exits are messy. Planned exits are quiet. She moves through the house without rushing. Mila comes first. Comfort, routine, safety. Then the suitcase. Not big, not dramatic, essentials only. That choice matters. This is not a threat. This is not leverage. This is a step, not a scene. How long does someone decide before they leave? Days, months, seasons. The leaving moment is often the smallest part of the process. The deciding happens privately, piece by piece, when patterns repeat and hope stops feeling honest. Silence scares louder than anger because anger wants an answer, and silence already found one. And while he sleeps, convinced the night will reset in the morning, she finishes something that started long before Christmas Eve. Jovi is not a villain in a movie. He is something harder to face. Predictable. His pattern on the show stays consistent. Long work trips. Homecomings framed as rewards. Nights out treated like pressure release. Family time scheduled around his energy, not theirs. When things go wrong, the apology arrives fast. He sounds sincere. He often means it in the moment. Stress gets named. Work gets blamed. Alcohol softens accountability. The damage stays, even when the words feel right. This matters because intent does not erase impact. He does not wake up planning harm. He plans relief. That difference explains a lot. Party culture fits him. Loud rooms. Easy laughs. No expectations. Home asks for presence. Patience. Follow through. Those demands feel heavier to him, even when he loves them. Viewers wrestle with this because he is not cruel. He shows affection. He misses his daughter when away. He talks about wanting peace. Yet, urgency never shows up when it counts. Holidays do not slow him down. Promises slide into next week. Then, next season. Ask the uncomfortable question. If nothing felt urgent before, why would it feel urgent now? Why would this morning matter more than the last 5 times she asked him to come home earlier? People do not change under pressure if pressure never felt real. That night, he ignored more than calls. He ignored context. Christmas Eve, a waiting house, a tired partner who already explained the ask many times. He chose noise because noise asks nothing back. This is not evil behavior. It is avoidant behavior dressed as normal. Predictable choices create predictable outcomes. Shock only belongs to the person who stopped paying attention. When someone keeps surviving consequences without loss, urgency never learns its lesson. The piece he missed that night was not a rule or a boundary. He missed the moment when patience turned into a plan. By morning, the story no longer belongs to the house. Phones light up. DMs stack fast. Screenshots fly without context or care. Fans turn into messengers. Some lead with concern. Others chase spectacle. Both reach her at the same time. This is where pressure multiplies. Private hurt turns public in seconds. Strangers feel licensed to comment on tone, timing, motherhood, loyalty. The cruelty lands sharp. So does the kindness. A few messages say what he never did. You deserve presence. You are not wrong for wanting quiet over chaos. Public humiliation speeds up decisions already forming. When pain gets shared without consent, the mind snaps into protection mode. This is not about ego. This is about control. Once the internet enters the room, the exit needs to be clean. Notice what she does not do. No story rant. No caption dragging names. No play-by-play. That restraint matters. Silence here is not weakness. Silence is ownership. She refuses to let noise rewrite her experience. Then comes the image. One photo. Airport window. Christmas lights outside. No words. No tag. No explanation. That single frame lands heavier than any statement. People project because there is nothing to argue with. Silence leaves no handle to grab. Behavior stays the focus. This is not about fans being cruel or kind. This is about exposure. When a relationship issue becomes content, the person who already felt unseen feels erased. A quiet image forces people to sit with questions longer than a loud post ever could. Why post at all? Why not stay offline? The answer loops back to control. She tells the truth without giving details. She confirms movement without inviting debate. And somewhere, he scrolls past reactions, trying to measure damage, not yet understanding the post was not a message to the internet. It was a full stop. What he ignored the night before now echoes everywhere, louder than the party ever did. This is where the math stops being kind. Years of asks weighed against minutes of effort. People love to measure intent. He did not mean harm. He planned to come home. He thought there would be time to fix it. Intent sounds comforting. Effort tells the truth. Yara's requests never changed. Come home earlier. Be present on the days that matter. Choose us without being reminded. These are not extreme demands. They are basic expectations inside a family. The response stayed the same. Later. Next time. After this trip. After this drink. Effort shows up in choices made when no one is watching. That is why the video matters without proving betrayal. It shows where energy goes when accountability sleeps. Counterpoint deserves space. Was this fixable? Maybe. Many marriages survive worse nights. People stumble and recover. That argument holds weight only if both partners feel urgency at the same time. Urgency never arrived on his side until loss knocked. So ask the harder question. Was this the last straw or the first honest moment? For her, this night did not destroy hope. It exposed its expiration date. Marriage math does not reset after apologies. It adds up quietly. Missed moments stack. Promises compound. At some point, the account hits zero. Watch his response now. Confusion. Shock. Explanations. Alcohol. Stress. Editing. Each reason sounds logical in isolation. Together they sound rehearsed. None address the core issue. Presence. Understanding loss is not the same as missing comfort. He misses the house full. He misses routine. He misses her managing the emotional labor he never learned to carry. Losing a relationship hurts more when the person realizes, too late, they misunderstood why it existed. Whether he truly understands what walked out the door remains unanswered. That gap will matter more than any apology. And that realization has not even finished unfolding yet. This is where the pace tightens. Short breaths, short thoughts. Memory hits in flashes, not scenes, patterns. Early seasons, big smiles after long trips. Promises said with confidence. I will do better. I will slow down. Family first. Each time sounded real. Each time faded fast. Not because he lied, because follow-through never stayed longer than the moment. Yara remembers asking the same thing in different words, different tones. Calm, frustrated, patient, tired. The request never changed. Be here. Show up when it counts. Choose us without being asked. People think endings need explosions. Screaming, doors slammed, tears on camera. That is the myth. Real endings often arrive quietly. They happen when someone stops rehearsing the argument and starts packing instead. Think about what did not happen. No confrontation. No last chance talk. No dramatic scene for closure. That absence feels intentional, almost instructional. Absence removes the stage. No audience, no defense, no performance. Only consequence. Jovi replays old moments now, not the fun ones. The pauses. The time she went quiet. The time she stopped pushing. He mistook peace for forgiveness. He mistook silence for patience. Those are common mistakes. Silence often signals preparation, not acceptance. This is where viewers lean forward or click away. The truth lands without comfort. Some relationships end before the goodbye. The goodbye only confirms it. When someone leaves without asking for change, absence is not punishment. It is the conclusion. Was absence the point? Was silence the message he needed but never learned to hear? That question hangs heavy, and the answer will not come from words. It will come from what happens next. After this, the noise drops off in one place and spikes in another. Production stays quiet. No rush to frame a moment. No forced clarification. That silence often says more than a press line ever could. When there is nothing to correct, nothing gets corrected. Jovi speaks. He has to. His tone shifts between confusion and defense. Stress comes up. Work pressure. Alcohol comes up. Editing gets mentioned. Each explanation sounds familiar because viewers heard versions of them before. None match the clock. Timing refuses excuses. Christmas Eve. A waiting house. A video filmed while family time was already promised. Stress does not explain absence. Alcohol does not explain confidence. Editing does not explain choice. Yara stays restrained. No long statements. No back and forth. No attempt to win the internet. That contrast sharpens everything. One side fills space with reasons. The other leaves space untouched. Apologies arrive late in cycles like this. They sound sincere. They even feel sincere. The problem is not tone. The problem is trust runs on time, not words. When the clock expires, regret arrives with nothing left to negotiate. People ask why she did not give one more chance. The better question asks why the same chance needed repeating. Trust erodes when repair never matches damage. At some point, effort needs proof, not promise. Apologies fail when they arrive after the trust clock already hit zero. This is not about punishment. It is about alignment. When one partner moves forward and the other stays explaining the past, the gap widens fast. The unanswered piece remains. Does he understand what broke, or does he only feel what disappeared? That difference decides whether growth happens or patterns repeat. And that answer has not shown itself yet. At this point, the angle shifts. Strip away rumors. Strip away screenshots. This story never needed a cheating label to hurt. The wound came from absence. Christmas acts like a mirror. Rituals force alignment. You sit where you belong, or you stand out. Lights. Dinner. Waiting. When someone chooses elsewhere on a night built around togetherness, the gap shows without explanation. Anger fades here. Sadness takes its place. Sadness feels heavier because it admits something ended without malice. No villains. No monsters. Just two people moving at different speeds toward different definitions of home. Viewers feel this part quietly. You think about moments you asked for presents and accepted delay instead. You remember times silence felt easier than another conversation. Reflection happens without instruction because the pattern looks familiar. Jovi likely tells himself the same thing many people do. One night should not erase years. That logic sounds fair until you flip it. Years should not excuse one night when the same night keeps repeating. Presence is not measured by love spoken. It is measured by where someone stands when nothing forces them to choose. Christmas did not create the problem. It revealed it under brighter light. This is the emotional release, not relief. Acceptance. The understanding that some endings arrive softly because they already lived through every loud version. Sadness replaces anger when the heart understands there is nothing left to argue about. What Jovi realizes too late is not that he lost her. He realizes he kept thinking time was unlimited. He believed patience reset after apologies. He thought silence meant peace. That realization does not crash. It settles. Slow, heavy, permanent. And once it lands, there is no party loud enough to drown it out. The ending does not announce itself. No reunion scene. No dramatic knock on the door. No late realization sprinting through an airport. Life keeps moving, which makes the stillness harder to ignore. Jovi sits alone in the house that once felt full. Decorations come down quietly. The tree loses its lights. The silence shifts from shock to understanding. Not acceptance, just understanding delayed. He finally replays the night without defending himself. No stress excuse, no alcohol buffer, just a choice as it happened. The note makes sense now. Not the words themselves. The tone. Polite. Calm. Final. It reads like someone closing a chapter they already finished reading. That is the part people miss. The note was not written to explain. It was written to confirm. Yara does not rush to tell her side. She moves forward without commentary. No public victory lap. No coded captions. That choice frustrates people who want answers. Silence refuses to perform. She returns to routine. Mila first. Stability first. Her life looks smaller online because she keeps it private. That restraint is the point. She is not proving anything. She is protecting something. When someone chooses quiet over explanation, they are no longer negotiating the ending. The opening questions finally close. Where did she go? Somewhere. She does not have to wait. How long had she planned this? Longer than the internet timeline. Why no fight? Because fights ask for change, and she already moved past that stage. Jovi starts to realize absence was not cruelty. It was clarity. No yelling meant no argument left to win. No warning meant every warning already happened. He tells himself he would have changed if he knew this was the line. That thought stings because it misses the truth. The line was drawn many times. He stepped over it because nothing happened. Consequences teach urgency. Comfort delays it. This is not a lesson delivered with punishment. It is delivered with reality. You cannot out-apologize expired trust. You cannot negotiate once the other person stops asking. Another loop closes quietly. Was absence the point? Yes. Absence removed distraction. No debate. No defense. No chance to promise better tomorrow. Absence forced the message to stand alone. Some lessons only land when there is nothing left to respond to. Yara does not circle back. There is no dramatic reconsideration arc. She understands movement does not need commentary. Healing happens away from the camera. Jovi sits with the difference between missing a person and understanding why they left. Those are not the same emotion. One aches. The other teaches. The second arrives slower. People ask if this could have ended differently. Maybe, earlier. Before repetition hardened into certainty. Before patience turned into planning. Before silence replaced requests. Christmas ends. Life resumes. Patterns do not stop existing because one relationship ends. They move forward until corrected. When lessons go unlearned, the same story finds a new setting. That is where this story hands off. Not to gossip, to recognition. Because this pattern does not belong to one couple. It repeats when urgency never arrives and presence stays optional. And the next story waiting looks familiar. Different names. Same timing. Same quiet ending after the noise fades.